My name is Irv Neff, and I'm very glad to be here today. Minnesota is a very special place, and with retirees, none is more special. David Rowe, President Emeritus of the Minnesota AFL-CIO, and one of our previous Retiree Council AFL-CIO members, was the first person that I'm aware of that said to the National AFL-CIO years ago, we need to do something with retirees. Minneapolis Central Labor Council in 1950 began to have a more formalized organization to help other retirees that were in need. This kind of culture was all over the state of Minnesota, particularly in the labor movement, when the time came in the 1997 to form the Minnesota State Retiree Council, AFL-CIO. Early meetings at the insistence of the National AFL-CIO, chaired by then President Bernard Brummer and Secretary-Treasurer Bill Peterson, listened to the concerns of many active retirees in Minnesota about what they needed in a retiree organization. This resulted in our first constitutional convention in Minneapolis, and the same year, the second constitutional convention in St. Paul, the first to simply draft and agree to a constitution, and the second constitutional convention was really what we consider everyday conventions. The Minnesota AFL-CIO was incredibly supportive in this, and what was unique to the Middle West that wouldn't have worked in other places or other states. I had the opportunity with Ann Cummings meeting with then AFL-CIO President Jack Sweeney to get an okay on some of the variations that makes the unique aspect of Minnesota work.
Well, the Retiree Council was created in 1997, and I retired in 1999 and went to the first convention that I went to, which must have been the second convention of the Minnesota AFL-CIO Retiree Council. I wasn't there so long when I had an office in the organization, corresponding secretary. I think that was maybe a year or something like that. And then the current president of the AFL-CIO at that time, Bernie Brummer, asked me if I would be willing to take a stipend and work and do some communications work and some organizing administrative work for the new Retiree Council. Irv Neff was president then.
I'm Dan Michael, President Emeritus of the State Retiree Council and political chair for many, many years, but not as far as 1997. But my earliest memory of political activities was actually the 1998 campaign, and my job description consisted of 2 words: do something. Do something. So we are older, can't help that. We are bolder, and we are standing shoulder to shoulder.
And we stand on the shoulders of giants. So this year, perhaps more than others, we're aware of the women and the men, living and dead, who founded the Minnesota AFL-CIO State Retiree Council 20 years ago. So I just wanted to mention some names. I think let's keep them in our hearts and our minds. Irv Neff, Bernie Brummer, George Colby, Wayne Whitman, Tom Dwyer, Jerry Manley, Jerry Beadle, Ann Cummings, Lenny Brandt, Dick Bennett, Douglas Davis, Bob Fragnito, Dick Hagan, Earl Hamilton, Ernie Jenkins, Niles Kittle, Bill Leeper, Frank Leibel, Lorraine McLeod, Elwood Morgan, Gene Oliva, Ray Ring, Dave Schaller, Waldo Slagerman, Charles Van Gelder. And those are just a few of the 62 delegates and 3 alternates who founded this great organization back in 1997. You organize well, sisters and brothers. May we honor your memory and hold true your vision as we continue to build retiree power in Minnesota.
Oh, you can't scare me. I'm sticking to the union. I'm sticking to the union. I'm sticking to the union. Oh, you can't scare me. I'm sticking to the union. I'm sticking to the union till the day I die.